Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the HeroCross Hybrid Metal Figuration number 40 Donatello. Now this figure is one of those where it's very stylized, it's meant to be, it's got a lot of die-cast parts, a lot of interchangeable parts, so it's kind of right up my alley. Even though I don't do the stylized thing, I was very interested when they contacted me and said, hey, can we send this to you to have you review it? And I said, sure, it looks really cool, I'd be happy to do it. Unfortunately, I feel pretty bad because I have quite a lot of problems with this figure, and you guys are going to see why as we go through the review. It's going to be pretty interesting, so make sure you stick around till the end. So let's get him off the stand and we can take a closer look. This guy stands just about 14.5 centimeters tall, which makes him just about 5 3/4 inches. So not especially large, not especially small, very heavy. Lots of die cast in this guy, which could be good, could be bad. It's up to you if you like die cast. However, one of the major problems with this guy is inherent with die cast joints, and that's why this guy has such a big problem. But before we get into all of that, let's just take a general look at the figure. Paint job on this guy, there's no shading. It's all either green or yellow or brown or purple. The purple does have those kind of comic-y lines painted into him for the black, so that's okay. The mouth is gloss white, which is good, and then there's black surrounding all of the teeth. And there's also some gray in there, like a gray wash to give them some lowlights, but it's not very clean. It's not the best, I have to say. At the price point that these guys are sold, I feel like it should be cleaner, and that same can be said for the eyes. You can see the gloss white with the black for the pupils and the outlines, and it's just not that clean. It's a little bit disappointing. Same thing again for the D on the belt and for these guys down here. It's just not, it doesn't feel like what I would expect it to feel like for the price point. The bow does have a decent paint job throughout though, so that's pretty cool. Now let's talk accessories. He does come with an interchangeable head. I think I actually already swapped it out. But he's got the angry face and the happy face, and then you can just swap out the bandana on that. However, swapping out the bandana feels like it doesn't fit quite right because when you put it in, you really can't push it in far enough. And then when you try to twist it, it feels like it's just going to twist right off. So it's going to be very hard to pose once you get it in. And as you can see, it just popped right off because I can't get it in all the way. It's very problematic, so that's not great. And then you already saw the bow staff, so we have that. And we have a bunch of interchangeable hands. We have the 2 fist hands, 2 open hands like style pose hands, 2 kind of open gripping hands, 2 bow gripping hands that are at an angle, and then 2 bow gripping hands that are square. And then lastly we have the Canister of Ooze, which is done well enough, except it's basically the exact same green, if not the exact same green as the turtle. So it doesn't, like if you pose them with it, it's going to look like they just got lazy and painted all the same color. So it's kind of disappointing, I have to say. I was expecting a little bit more. I will say though that the quality of the paint job on the secondary head is a little bit nicer. It's a little bit cleaner. I like it. However, the angry head is the one I would definitely want to go with. And it's still not great. I don't know, it's just, I was expecting so much more when I saw the price point, so I guess maybe that's what's letting me down, but I think that's a fair reason to be let down. Price points would play a big role in this whole collecting thing. So, let's talk about the articulation. The head is on a ball peg. Let me pop it off so you can see. It's very hard to pop it off sometimes. Just a ball peg on the head, and then it looks like the neck can rotate. I can't get it to lean or anything, so it's just going to rotate a little bit. So pretty limited in the head department, and the way the head connects, you definitely can't lean it. It's just gonna be a swivel. It's very tough to pop that back on, so it's just a swivel for the head. For the shoulders, we have a ball peg where it connects to the torso all the way in there, and then a ball hinge with a swivel. So very similar to a Figma or most SH figure arts. However, with the way they did the articulation as like a skeleton, you have very limited range of motion. It does rotate all the way around just fine, but you can't bring it out very far. It's only about 45 degrees. And these are all just floating pieces on the arm, by the way. And this is my biggest problem with the figure, I think. It's not super appealing because of the way they did this. In order to give him a die-cast skeleton, they made the body parts just these floating pieces, which leave large gaps. So I don't get that. And yeah, you could pose it away, except watch this. When you go to pose it, and then you still end up with a gap in the back, you can't You can't do it. It doesn't go. It bounces back. No matter how far I put it, and I still can't even get it to go 90, it just bounces back, and it's only got the littlest range of motion that it'll actually hold, and that includes going backwards. But you can see your bicep swivel and elbow there, and ball peg for the hand. I just don't understand why. Like, I don't see the benefit to what they have here. The engineering doesn't work, and it doesn't look very good. So I hate to say this. I mean, they contacted me. I had no idea about these figures really, but they look cool, and they're like, you want to review them? I said, yeah, sure, they look nice. I thought it would be a good thing to do, but now I feel like I don't know, it's not good. I'm sorry, it's just not good. And then here's the other thing that bugs me: the belt. As you're trying to pose the guy, this thing's gonna pop off like crazy. It just kind of tucks in around, and it doesn't stay on very well at all. I'm guessing they did that so that they could use the same sculpts for the other turtles. But the way it just tucks in, it's not exactly solid, so it's not great. There is a waist twist, which is also very strange. The entire shell rotates, and barely, but it does. And when you do that, you're very likely to pop this belt off again. It's not terrible that the waist twist is the entire shell, because it just doesn't have the range where it's going to stand out as being especially ugly. Unless you do rotate it a little bit too far, and then it does look really, really bad. So I don't get that, guys. I'm very disappointed with this figure. Another thing, there goes the belt. Another thing that's disappointing about this is the way they did this. This lower shell is connected on a ball peg on either side, and the belt is just connected onto each piece. Instead of being connected to the actual belt and being soft plastic, it's just glued on there, and it really looks bad. It just doesn't look good at all. And these don't really provide for the range of motion you would want anyway. You still can't bring the legs around at all. And I know you're probably thinking, but it's super stylized. You're not supposed to pose it that much. You are. That's why it has the articulation. It's got a full ball hinge in the crotch, so you can rotate the leg forward, but you just can't. You just can't. You can bring it out to the side well enough, I guess. You get your thigh swivel out of it, but it's just very limited and very not so good. The legs are built the exact same way as the arms, so you have the hinge in there, but as you can see, it's already starting to fight me. It's already starting to go back a little bit. It doesn't want to hold its pose. And that's the problem with die-cast joints. They don't often fit well together. And then you have a ball peg for the foot, which does give him decent range for the foot. I don't know, guys. For the price point, I think 95% of this figure is unacceptable. It's just way too expensive for the quality that it is. I'm sorry, HeroCross, but it's just not where it needs to be. Not even close. I wouldn't buy this if it was even 40 bucks. There's way too many problems with it. So there it is, guys. There's your verdict. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.